Unrest involving one of New Japan's top stars. I'm Matt Carlins, and this is Just Pro Wrestling News for Thursday, May 12th, 2022. A big welcome to those of you listening on TheWrestlingRevolution.com. You can bring our updates to your website. Find out how at JustProWrestlingNews.com.
New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Kota Ibushi is sounding like someone who has wrestled his last match in New Japan. Ibushi replied to a fan on Twitter early Thursday, and depending on how you translate it, he wrote that he's either now fired or expects he will be fired for publicly airing his grievances with the New Japan office, along with text messages he exchanged with Kikuchi, who Ibushi describes as a matchmaker. In one of those texts, Kikuchi threatened to end Ibushi's contract. Ibushi also wrote on Twitter early Thursday that he has only told 1/1000th of the story, and if he says too much, he will be, quote, executed in the dark. He added, quote, I don't have any friends because they think I'm an idiot, end quote. Ibushi later replied to another fan's tweet by saying that if he returns to wrestling, it will be somewhere else. Ibushi has been out of action since he was injured during the G1 Climax final last summer.
AEW.
MJF will face Wardlow at the Double or Nothing pay-per-view on a few conditions. Those were revealed during last night's contract signing on Dynamite. Wardlow must take 10 lashes from MJF on next week's Dynamite. Wardlow must also face Shawn Spears inside a steel cage, with MJF as the special guest referee. Plus, if Wardlow loses at Double or Nothing, he can never sign an AEW contract. Hookhausen is a reality. Hook and Danhausen will team up on the Double or Nothing buy-in pre-show against Tony Nese and Mark Sterling. Danhausen's AEW in-ring debut last night was very brief. Tony Nese pinned him in a matter of seconds thanks to a distraction by Sterling. Hook saved Danhausen from a post-match attack, and then they shook hands. 3 Owen Hart Foundation tournament matches went down last night. Tony Storm beat Jamie Hayter. Jeff Hardy cradled Darby Allin for a pinfall win. And Adam Cole used the sharpshooter to get a submission victory over Dax Harwood. Ricky Starks is still the FTW champion. He beat Jungle Boy after some ringside involvement by Swerve Strickland backfired. Also on the show, the Blackpool Combat Club joined forces with Eddie Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz to beat up on the Jericho Appreciation Society. This Friday's Rampage will once again start early at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Tony Khan says there will be another Grand Slam special from Arthur Ashe Stadium in a few months.
WWE.
The NXT UK Championship is on the line today. Ilya Dragunov will defend against Jordan Devlin. The loser must leave NXT UK. PW Insider reports NXT will hold its next live streaming special in your house on Saturday, June 4th. Cameron Grimes defending the North American title against Carmelo Hayes is already announced for that show.
Impact Wrestling.
The challenger for Josh Alexander's Impact World Championship at Slammiversary will be determined on tonight's Impact in a gauntlet for the gold match. Meanwhile, Alexander and New Japan's Tomohiro Ishii will face Bullet Club's Jay White and El Phantasmo. Ace Austin will defend the X Division title in an Ultimate X match at Slammiversary. Kenny King will face Chris Bay in a qualifying match on tonight's Impact. Also on tonight's show, The Influence defends the Knockouts tag titles against Giselle Shaw and Alicia. Tonight's MLW Fusion has an Apocalypto match between Jacob Fatu and Bestia 666. Plus, Mil Muertes defends the MLW Caribbean Championship in a 4-way Cyclone match against El Dragon, El Hijo de L.A. Park, and Octagon Jr. That's Just Pro Wrestling News for Thursday, May 12th. Be sure to subscribe to this feed so you don't miss our next update. I'm Matt Carlins. Thank you for listening.
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.